Evening folks, we are in not so sunny Scotland, so you should be able to see the coast from here, and it's very wet and very windy, but we'll go through a bit of a walkthrough for this double 12 StreamWay 90. It's coming on really well. Guys have done a cracking job on it so far, so we'll take you for a walk in. The parlour, it is windy. I apologise, you'll get a bit of wind noise with the mics, but I'll try to keep the talking done on the inside. So what's a bit different with this parlour is we have put, it's a low line double 12, and we talked about this tunnel. So dairy is over here. We're keeping the original bulk tank. The customers put a second story in, so water heaters, vacuum pumps, a little office is going to go in there with it, and smart dairy. And then on the bottom side we have our sink, our plate cooler, our 4-inch milk filter will all go in here. Parlour chemicals will go back there. But on the inside then, this is where the difference is. So we'll have a milking receiver here, low level, and the reason we're keeping it out here, keeps all the noise out of the parlour, be super quiet. And the big one is that it's low level milking vacuum, so that'll be run at 41.5 kPa versus Highline being 47 to 48 kPa. So the tunnel you can see here is that concrete pad runs the whole way through, and customers put a pad or created this tunnel the whole way. Put the crack falls in it and drains in it as well. And he slabbed the top of it because this eventually will be a driveway for them as well. In the corner here, we're going to have an access tunnel, and this will be finished off being concreted in. So we can see here as well, 4-inch vacuum line in, and the 3-inch line back is for the milk receiver. So we'll come into the parlour. It is still a building site. So it's a double 12 StreamWay 90 left for a double 16, and I'll explain what we've done at the back with the lead-in rails. So it's a 90-degree parlour with sequencing gates and compressed air. So whenever that ram travels down, the gates then turn on this here bar and lift the gates all up. So the cows have loads of room to walk out past, and they make a really good job for cows exiting. And then we've kept a wide enough gap here. Cows will exit over to this door, and then they will go down passageway to the left. You can see the concrete channel there, so that will be slots, and then eventually where that gap is, there'll be a sort gate. So sort gate will sort cows out to the left. The high yielders straight on will be cows back out to grass, and then this will obviously be AI pens. So again, a bit about the StreamWay 90. Totally integrated system. You have stainless steel dung shields, AMIs are integrated into it. We'll have a dung tray the whole way down here, stainless steel, you can see it, and it's tall enough that the cow's ass can't manure over the dung shield. We have then these bars here, which helps that the cow doesn't sit on it, and very easy then they can fold up out of the way to let the cows, if you need to clean them out. But generally people just volume wash or hose, flush it away. So again, that side, all stainless steel, the construction of it. And then here is the, as I said, StreamWay 90, all folded up. If we go over to the other side then, we'll see that, how it sits whenever it's down. So you can see this side of the StreamWay 90 is down, so cows enter in from obviously the entrance side, and this will be the first stall. So cows come in, turns in, and then can go and feed out of that trough. And basically then the next cow comes up and turns in as well. So it is a proper divider system for the cows, keeps them all individual. And what the great thing is about that then, with our feeding system, we can then feed on ID. We ID at the entrance race, and then we can start to drop her feed, each cow's individual feed the whole way down. So we can do any percentage. Most people go for 20% on ID, and then top it up when they press the attach button. Customer had these feeders originally there, so we're using his, and it's great. We'll have to modify the chutes, but the feeders then will be his original ones. For us then, I'll jump into the inside then and show you what's happening in here. So this side's fully wired, cabinets there, so you can see there, it's nice and clean for the customer the whole way. There's nothing there getting in his road. Everything's clean, tidy out of the way. The AMI, Bomatic AMI milk detachers basically integrate into the cabinet, and I'll show you how that happens. So the back side of them, they sit in here, and then the back side folds up, and then all the cables are done here. So all nicely cable tied up into its own trunking. And what you will notice as well, there's no there's no control valves. We have one pulsator, one 3-inch line, one fresh air line, and then basically all the ACRs are compressed air. We only use vacuum for milking the cow. The ACRs are compressed air, and the shutoffs down below here are all compressed air. So again, we have no problems building up vacuum at the start of milking. Everything's compressed air shut off. These boxes here then are used for the shut-off valves and the ACR control valves. Again, you can start to see here, I'll show you. So again, top side of the AMIs, integrated into the cabinet, cut in, that's all sealed, and then cabling for that. The bottom side then, how these detachers work, or how the meters work, is that milk comes in through this nipple. We mount the nipple on the stainless steel curb edge. That there's to keep the milk line nice and short to the cow's udder, and it helps angle the milk hose in the right direction, so it gives really good cluster position. Comes in here, flows around the stainless steel and comes back up through this milk meter. This milk meter needs a slug of milk to measure, and then it goes into the line. So that's everything's done in 16mm silicon right through the milk meter, and then a milk indicator, and then down a 19mm to there, so it's given really good vacuum stability. Nice and clean and tidy. There's nothing, there's no parts there to damage, and it doesn't matter if it gets wet. And then we also have then our jetter trays that fold in. And again, for operator wise, it's straight whenever they're milking. There's nothing for them to catch on whenever they're attaching clusters. And again, with our curb edge, being able to, that you can get your feet in right under it, it means then again you're not hitting your feet off the inside pit wall. You can see here the balance tank. We decided to put the balance tank in here in order to keep vacuum stability as close to the cow as we can, and we run the line back then to the receiver. So that's a 4-inch line into the balance tank, 3-inch back to the receiver, and 3-inch right down the parlour. You can see here that's the main control box for the StreamWay 90, regulators to do that, everything compressed air. And up here again, we have the relay boxes for the feeders, and then power supplies for the AMIs. And as I said, this parlour is left for a double 16. So ID boards, this is backside of the ID. And again, everything done in nylon, so we don't have any interference for the ID. So antenna here, and then the other one will be on the backside of that board. And we've left the lead-in rails long till make it a double 16. So all that has to happen here is, if the customer wants to go double 16, we lift out this post and move it back till roughly here, and we take then out that white nylon and this section of panel and put it between there, and basically then the cabinets just extend back the way. So curb edge, again, everything's welded on. We don't bolt anything to the underside of the wall for the milk meters. We prefab that all in our workshops, that everything's bolted onto the curb edge, and then all we're coming in is just the milk lines. That's all that has to be done. So again, milk line, 3-inch continuous line, and then a 2-inch wash line, and we'll walk up to the tunnel so we can see that at the finish up of it. But it's coming together really well. I would say there's another, well, the guys are on break now, but I would say there's another 3 weeks work here. Tunnel, some people might say it's quite big, but again, if anything happens, we can actually get up in through the tunnel and make sure if there is any leaks or if there is any problems. Customer actually likes it because it means he doesn't ever have to cut the yard again. He says he's cut it 3 times in his lifetime. So to have it that he doesn't have to do that again, that he can pass water pipes or whatever through, it's a big thing for him as well. So that's it for this video, and as we get on, we'll come back, we'll get a few drone shots, but won't be today, it's too windy for it.